and FANNIE-P, the manager, where we speak about just about anything that comes to our mind that we think y'all could be educated on. And today we want to give a shout out to the sponsors, Invent Help. You guys can go to Invent Help if you have any ideas, no matter how small, no matter how big. As a matter of fact, they can take your small idea and turn it into a big life situation. You guys don't need startup money. If the idea is good enough, they put the money down for you. Also, tap in with Apex. Oh my gosh, just got a new product from them, and this thing is working out to the fullest. And I'm not even gonna let you guys know about that because I'm gonna do a video. You want me to do a video? So we're gonna do a video on that. Hello, Lyric. Thank you so much for coming. Use promo code INVENTYO for y'all inventions when y'all go and sign up for Invent Help. Now we're gonna say shout out to the sponsors, Yo Nail Polish, where y'all can go and tap in. And tomorrow y'all gonna be seeing me with the blue on my fingers, and I know that's gonna drag so much hate, but I'm the Superman rapper, and of course we receive hate anyways. Tap in with Apex. Make sure y'all tap in with Apex, Yo Nail Polish, and Invent Help. We're gonna drop this off to the manager, Fannie P, and let her disclose what we got going on. What's going on, Fannie?
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Thank you guys for coming. Shout out to you, Lyric. How you doing, boo? It's been a minute, but I'm glad you're here. I missed you. Thank you. Yay and the gang. Thank you so much for coming. And before we get started, I want to shout out Reverb Nation, the most dedicated. Also shout out the Replay Gang and Cloud Watchers and everybody entering the chat. And please, please like this video while you're in the chat. And if you can, please share it out. Thank you so much for each and every one of y'all coming. And welcome everybody to this week's episode of Thirsty Thursday. So if you have your adult refreshment, or even if you're not quite an adult, like a beautiful lyric in the chat, go get your little cup of tea, little juice, little milk, whatever you get, because we're going to quench your thirst with this news. It be some things you may know, some things you may not know about, but I just want to bring it to you. So if you're ready for Thirsty Thursday, let me know by giving some purple hearts in the chat. And shout out to our girl Bree Bree. Thank you so much for being here, boo. The VL ambassador, the beautiful Bree Bree. Thank you so much for coming and showing your presence and showing your face in the place. Thank you so much. And if you're ready, once again, put some purple hearts in the chat to let me know if you're ready for Thirsty Thursday, because I won't release this information till I see them hearts light up.
Yo, 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 shout out to everybody that came through. Bree, I see you in the building. Lyric, the beautiful young lady that stepped through. Yee in the gang is in the building. Of course, we got Zay Zay in the building. We got everybody in here that came in and made marks, man. So we got some important people up in the chat tonight. So I really appreciate y'all. Shout out to Reverb Nation. I got y'all live. We rocking live on Reverb Nation. As a matter of fact, they seen what I was rocking with. And they're like, yo, TSM, we got you. We see you so close to 11K. We about to run it up. And damn sure they ran it up overnight. And so I think we like 80 subscribers away from our 11K mark. So shout out to y'all on Reverb Nation. I really appreciate y'all running it up. Continue to do that, man. And yo, like Fanny say, drop the purple hearts, y'all. Y'all ready to get into this? Make sure y'all got y'all some refreshments. I got me a nice Tahitian treat over here. I got some Little Debbie frosted donuts. You know what I'm saying? I don't even eat these, but my daughter brought them back, so I'm gonna eat them for tonight. But make sure y'all got something. I don't care if it's a bag of flower seeds. Go get you some water if you ain't got nothing in the crib, and come sit back and enjoy this. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up because the energy is here. Let's get into it, man.
Thank you so much, Bree Bree. You know you my girl with your gorgeous self. But I just want to put y'all on, maybe you guys, you content creators, those who are monetized, those who are posting on all your social media website. You may not know this or you may not remember this, but I think they talked about it last year when they was talking about content creators making a certain amount of money. Well, guess what? It is now here. So if you're a content creator and you making a certain amount of money, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Keep in mind, I'm just a messenger. Don't get mad at me. I'm just putting y'all on. So I'm just sharing it with y'all. Hi, hello, Jessica. Welcome in. I hope you guys are ready.
checking account reaches a threshold of $10,000 worth of activity, then all of your information is going to start going to the IRS. To put that in perspective, the average family's checking account activity is about $61,000. So that's virtually everybody. So it's going to go to the IRS. They're going to hire 87,000 new agents. Part of those agents are going to be looking at that information, again, at a cost of $80 billion. At that point, if they see something that they don't like, they're going to start sending you a threatening letter. This is happening now. Let me tell you how this is going to work. We're going to be in a situation where once your checking account reaches a threshold of $10,000 worth of activity, then all of your information is going to start going to the IRS. To put that in perspective, the average family's checking account activity is about $61,000. So that's virtually everybody. So it's going to go to.
So, what are your thoughts about that, TSM? What are you thinking?
Yo, before I even give my opinion, I need you to summarize that up for me. Kind of dumb it down for me. Let me know what's going on.
Well, basically, they're saying if you have, hey Ashley, thank you for coming. Well, basically, they're saying if you making $10,000 and you have $10,000 in your checking account, the IRS is going to be watching you. They're going to report it. You're going to have to report that income. Um, and if you choose not to report that income, they're going to come down hard on you, and basically you will be investigated for fraud for not reporting those funds to the IRS. And we know they do not play about tax evasion or anything of that nature. So basically, you are going to have to report that income. You're going to have to, because they're saying the average Americans make $61,000 a year, and we know that's not all true for most Americans. They're not making that, but they're
Yo, so hold
watching.
up, hold up, hold up. So immediately when I heard that, right, you know what my thought was, right? I think they're gonna start finding ways around it. I think it's gonna be several. I think people gonna start like they already finding ways around different stuff. Look, I mean, just as an example, look at the situation when this PPP loan scam came out. You had all type of celebrity and rich folks that's in trouble now for scamming. I think that, and I'm not encouraging nobody to do, but I think that's gonna turn. I think that's gonna turn out bad on behalf of some of these folks. Because I think, like I say, I think dude's gonna start opening up several accounts to make sure a certain amount don't hit. And the people that they connected with, they can have these folks open up accounts. I think they're gonna find ways around it. I mean, I think some people is gonna comply, but like I said, I think it's gonna be a lot of incriminating activity that comes out of this one. Sometimes when they put rules in place, it's like, yo, you don't even know you don't even know the trouble that you just started up trying to create a new rule or whatever the case may be. So I think a lot of people about to start getting in trouble due to that one.
I think so as well. And I think also people need to be mindful that you are already being watched. You're already being watched. So it's not a matter of you trying to switch up because they can go years back. It's not a matter of they watching you today or last week. They could have been watching you 5 years ago. And I just want people to be mindful of that. So yeah, that's one thing on the docket for Thirsty Thursday. So, beware the IRS is coming for you. The next thing I have on a docket that I thought was very, very interesting. And only thing I could say about this one is wow, I hope you guys are ready for this one. It's time that people start taking accountability. And it doesn't matter what office that you hold, doesn't matter your position. Hey Angie, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. Sweetness, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. Much respect. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Please be sure to hit the like button. Even if you disliking it live, hit it. Hit the dislike. Each and every interaction matter.
Welcome in, Uncle Bill. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much. Okay, I hope you're ready for this one, guys.
not only once erroneously, you post it twice erroneously as it relates to catching somebody, and then you want to go and say, let me take a victory lap. Because honestly, if it wasn't for parents deciding that they were going to turn in their child, it seems like y'all wouldn't have got there. Literally confessed online. So I'm confused about what it is that the FBI is doing, except for trying to put on a show for the apprentice or whatever you want to call it. Oh, the day after all of this took place, there was domestic terrorism that was taking place at HBCUs. They were targeted. Yet I didn't hear anything from the FBI about what was going on. And again, black people kept saying, how did we end up in this? Posted up having some fancy dinner to the extent that you posted not only once erroneously, you posted twice erroneously as it relates to catching somebody, and then you want to go and say, let me take a victory lap because.
Okay, with Jasmine Crockett, and shout out to the hip hop lobbyists for bringing us that information. What Jasmine Crockett is speaking of is the person, the head of the FBI, not investigating what happened at the HBCUs and allowing the the suspected person who unalived Charlie Kirk parents to turn him in. And they were the FBI. So, and he was too busy posting on social media and engaging in other activities. And she was calling him out on it. So, you work for the FBI, but you didn't investigate this.
I mean, how accurate is that? Because a lot of times you got a lot of cases that's being investigated behind the scenes. I mean, and this is just totally off topic, but I'm gonna give a per se here. Um, what do they call it? Area 51 for the longest, like the government has just been denying that this stuff exists. You know, anybody that asks, it was a denial that it exists. And to some kind of rules got put in placement to where they had no choice because it was a lawsuit being filed. They had to acknowledge the existence. And when it was asked why, why didn't y'all acknowledge this existence? Their answer was plain and simple: is that we're working on things that just can't be put forward and in front of people. Otherwise, certain ideas can get stolen or certain things can be compromised. Do you feel like that maybe he was working on it and maybe it was just a behind the scenes thing, or is for sure a certain thing that he was not investigating this case?
Well, from the video, you could see where he was called to the carpet, as they say. And, a lot of times at the state of this country, a lot of high profile people that you would assume are doing their job are actually are not. They are out doing other things. Other things got their priority. They're not really investigating like they should. They're not making things top priority. This is what I want people to. I want to ask the people a question. Now, I'm not here to bash anybody's political party or belief. That's not what my question is based on. It's just a general question I'm curious about, because I was having this conversation with a couple of people and nobody really can give me an answer, so I'm bringing it to you guys. Remember, I don't know how long ago it's been, when the current president said that he was pow pow twice. Where was the investigation for that? What happened to that? What happened to that? We didn't hear too much about that after. Where did that story go? Where was the investigation for that? Because you would think the FBI will be involved in that. You think we would hear more stories. I haven't heard anything about that. And then, this family is being ostracized for turning this young man in, because some people believe, because his political beliefs, that Charlie Kirk deserve what he got, and nobody deserves their life to be taken for what they believe in. And it's so unfortunate that, you know, why bash this family? Why criticize this family? And what was the involvement of the FBI? What did they do? You know what I'm saying? Nobody really knows. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to report it to you guys.
Yeah,
So
that's why I wouldn't want to be in a certain placement because it's like a lot of policy that goes on, and a lot of it isn't right or correct to our standards. And I feel like this is a case of somebody that knows somebody in the political space that can sweep things under the rug. And it's like, who the hell are we as American citizens to question them about this and to make them do anything? And so I feel like this is one of those instances where it's a political party involved, and it's pretty much it's nothing we can do but raise awareness. And when we do use our voice to raise awareness, you know what's going to happen in the end? We don't have the political power to really do anything. And that brings me to my question: is our voices as American citizens, is it bigger than the political party? Or are the politics bigger than our voices? If it came down to us saying, yo, as American citizens, we want this to be investigated. Let's say the whole US wants this case to be investigated. They the only ones that have power to either make that happen, to say yes or no. What do you do then?
I feel like right now in the state of our country, our voices are being silenced because this country was founded on we were allowed to have freedom of speech. Look at how many people have lost their job for exercising their right of freedom of speech. Just as recent, Jimmy Kimball. His show has been on for many, many years. It's been taken off of air because he's exercised his freedom of speech. And everybody knows Jimmy Kimball, he jokes and things like that, but he lost his job. And I feel like if you don't agree with a certain party and what they stand for, you will be silenced. And unfortunately, it's just gonna, before we see any progress, you know how they say it always, just always the storm come first. And I just feel like we're in a storm right now before we'll see the sunshine again.
So hold up, Fanny. Hold up, Fanny. So basically, you just answered my question. I asked, was the political party bigger than our voices, American citizens? Your response, you literally just said this man lost his job due to using his voice, which he has the right to, right? Because that's one of our rights, right? That's one of our men. So there goes the answer. So basically, we are living in a controlled society to where we have to either go along with the political party or figure it out on our own.
Um, I just, like I said, our voices is you. If you don't go with the flow, you gotta go. Basically, that's what it is. If you're not willing to go with the flow, you gotta go. You can't speak on certain issues. You can't speak on certain people, and if you don't fall in line with what they agree with, you're at risk of losing your job, which means how you gonna take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, you know, they founded their whole campaign on freedom of speech, freedom of speech. What about our freedom to speak? Where's our liberties? And I just feel like right now, with everything taking place on, once again, don't kill the messenger. I'm just putting you on to what's taking place. So if you
Yo,
guys
yo,
ready,
yo, yo. So comment from the ministress says, but you're not entitled to a job. If you're a boss that doesn't like what you say, you can get fired for it, but you're not entitled to a job. You have any response?
yeah, you're right to a certain point, we you still have a right to say whatever you want to say. You still have that freedom of speech to say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I disagree with TSM on a certain topic, does that mean he could say, you know what? I don't agree with you. You get out of here, gone. I'm gonna find somebody else to do it. Because I don't agree with what you're saying. You know what happened to friendly debate? What happened to we can peacefully agree to disagree? You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm not threatening anyone, as long as I'm not causing havoc, um, why can't I just come in here and say I disagree with some things that I have a right as an American citizen to speak on? Does that mean that I lose my job because of it? Does it mean that I lose my livelihood? Does that mean so basically my freedom of speech, as an American citizen, my liberty is being taken away because I disagree or even if I agree. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very slippery slope. You know, if I can understand to a certain degree your comment, but at the same time, it's like we all have a right to speak, whether we agree with certain things or not.
Yo, hello to everyone I may have missed. I wasn't ignoring you all. Life of Paulette, Super Rainbow Queen, and Rachel T. Thank y'all so much for coming in, and we really appreciate y'all thumbs up.
Can't see everybody in the chat. I apologize. Thank you once again, everybody that's here, and shout out once again the Reverb Nation, the Cloud Watchers, and the Replay Gang, and especially everybody in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. So we're ready for the next one. This is a situation that was brought to my attention today. I didn't know anything about this. I was out today, so I wasn't aware of the situation. But what little bit I do know about it is very sad, it's very heartbreaking, and I hope you guys are ready. I must give a disclaimer. If this video will trigger you in any way, I just ask for you to graciously remove yourself because that's the last thing we want to do. We do not want to trigger anyone in here. So once again, if you are triggered by this video, I just ask you that you graciously remove yourself. Come on. And this is by CNN, by the way. And before we get it to do what it needs to do, it is basically talking about an incident that happened in Charlotte. The political firestorm growing in North Carolina after horrific murder on a train. Over the weekend, the local Metro Authority released surveillance video showing the murder of Ukrainian refugee Irina Ayarutska. Police say she was riding on a train in Charlotte last month when the suspect, DeCarlos Brown Jr., pulled out a pocket knife and killed the 23-year-old. Brown is now facing first-degree murder charges. He's been committed to a hospital for a judge to do a mental evaluation for 60 days. CNN has also reached out to his defense attorney for comment. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy claimed the incident shows the ugly truth behind the criminal justice policies of the city's mayor. Elon Musk posted about the story several times. Once again, this video was not used to trigger anyone. I'm just bringing you what's currently happening right now. And this story was brought to me. I was not aware of this situation. And it really saddens me that you can get up and go on a train. I don't know if this young lady was going to school, going to work, regardless of what the situation was, where was the value in her life? What was the value in her life? And it just makes me sad that, what can you say? What can you say? This young lady was minding her business, getting on a train, and somebody decided her life had no value. TSM, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I mean, since I first watched it, still scary for me. I'm still just like dwelling on it because it was a random occurrences. And one thing we do, especially when we on social media, is just we look at stories every day. We just looking at it, and it's not us. Just knowing that it can happen to anybody, and like this wasn't like a gang related attack. This wasn't a robbery. This was strictly a random attack, just out of nowhere. And come to find out, the guy was having psychological problems, and so it just put me more on aware. It just gives me more awareness for my surroundings. Just like a scary thought. Like I said, I always put myself in other people's shoes and just put myself in that situation. Just like, yo, you just get off work and you just randomly sit down on the train and get your life taken just like that. Very scary. Very scary.
It is, and it's just a repeated cycle. People have been unalive going to church, movie theaters, going out to a club, walking down the street in their homes, a traffic stop. And it's so unfortunate that, you just can't even live a normal life. It just seems like if somebody's having a bad day, guess what? You're going to reap the bulk of their bad day. And I just really hope.
Yo. My bad, Fanny. Shout out to the new subscriber in the building, Don Holler. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Much respect.
Thank you so much.
Paprika, thank you for coming, Paprika. We appreciate it.
I'm sorry, I can't see anybody. I apologize, guys. It's not allowing me to see new people coming in. Shout out to you, Paprika. That's the queen. That's the queen right there. Um,
Yo, real quick, everybody that's tapping in, this is the first segment. We about to get ready to break it down. TSM's 30 second of flame, where I give y'all a 30-second freestyle. Listen, nothing is written, so it might not be the best. It might not be perfect. This is absolutely gonna be my first time doing this within probably like 5 years or something like that. So let's get straight into it. Fanny, if you want to mute your mic, we're gonna see how many bars we can get y'all within 30 seconds. Let's do it, man. Let's get it popping. Let's play this beat. Hey, hey. I'm in the sky, I'm a superman. Heck, they call me Superman. I do it, yeah, let's do it, man. I mean, I do it. I'm losing my screws, man. No, I'm back at it. I come in, I'm fast as a rabbit. They know me, and I've been getting these carrots. I'm savage up on the beat, rocking the beat, and I get it. They know I'm a habit when it's on me. I got that juice, I got that fire, and I got purple too. Y'all talking purple, you smoke, but you tell me I'm come with that thing, and I purple you. I might murder you, and I might come with that burger too, and I might eat like a burger too, and I might take like a burger too. But I'm back in the trenches, but now I'm back at it. They see I'm rapping up. We back, we done. 30 seconds, we did it. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. Reverb Nation is chewing me about the murder bars. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for. Hey, listen. When we do these segments, I'm letting y'all know this now. That's gonna be. We gonna strictly take that as the adult segment, the 30 seconds of adult segment, because when I'm freestyling, anything can come out. The old me could come out. The new me could come out. Reverb Nation saying, "Do it again. Take another take." Fanny, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna take another take. I don't turn down no challenges. Let's get into it. Let's see if we can get another beat up on here. Let's do it. I ain't turning down no fades, but this gonna be it. I ain't turning down no fade. Let's go. Fanny, mute your mic. Let's get into it. See if we can get a beat going. See that hand clap. Let me see that hand clap. Let me hear 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 that hand clap. I don't know you, homie, stand back. You gon' get your man's clap. When them haters be hating on me, that's one thing I can't stand that, and that's fighting. You know me sitting there writing. I get that thinking I'm fighting. Y'all don't know me when I write down when I spit in these freestyles. None of this writing, I'm in on the written. Tell them the boys I'm not kidding. Tell them I come when I'm spitting the bars up on the mic and I'm rolling it tight and I do what I do, but I'm dripping with ice and I'm watching no rolling. But it still costs though. You don't know I'm a motherfucking boss though. And y'all said 30 seconds of flame. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to Lucas OZ. Lucas OZ supplied the beats so we wouldn't get copyright. Shout out to Lucas OZ. Much respect. Y'all go subscribe to him at Lucas OZ on Instagram and on YouTube. It's B Cooking Hits. That's COOKINHITS. Y'all make sure y'all follow my boy. Let him know TSM-RAPPER sent y'all. Also, shout out to Apex. The speaker that y'all just heard, the music was supplied through Apex. So when y'all heard that vibrant sound, it was supplied through Apex. Once again, I really appreciate y'all for the TSM-RAPPER 30 seconds of flame freestyles. Nothing written. This is gonna be a regular segment. It's only gonna get better and better and better and better. And eventually, I'm gonna try to take like the little violent stuff out. But it's a freestyle, man, and anything can come out. It's unpredictable.
Thank you for giving them a teaser. Thank you. Thank you so much for the teaser. And if you guys liked it, I can't see your chat no more now. If you guys enjoyed that and you want him to come back with the flame, with the heat, put some red hearts in the chat to show love. This is what you want. And shout out once again to Reverb Nation. Shout out to the Replay Gang and the Cloud Watchers. And of course, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you guys. And if you can, please share this video. Okay, guys. We're back. We're back in action. This video was sent to me by the man over here, Mr. TSM over here. And I just thought it was just really sad, for parents who send their children to school and they may not get fed like they may not get 3 meals a day. That's what I'm trying to say. And they look forward to those lunches, those breakfasts. And, sometimes as a parent, money can be tight and things of this nature. So this video was sent to me. It was just really sad. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about.
Admits she did wrong, and she understands why she was fired.
For 14 years, Debbie Salzman worked as a beloved lunch lady here at Denver Place Elementary School in Wilmington. She says she would upgrade the lunch of a child who didn't have enough money or give them extra food if they said they were still hungry.
If they didn't have enough money on their account, they would get a cheese sandwich instead. Friend that got a free lunch that would come back and say, Miss Debbie, I'm still hungry. Didn't you get your belly full for supper last night? And you don't know how many times I heard they didn't have supper that night.
Salzman says she kept Post-it note IOUs and paid out of her own pocket for kids, but the district suspended and terminated her this February for, quote, not keeping track of her register and providing food to her grandchildren without payment, end quote. Salzman admits to giving her grandchildren extra food too, but says it wasn't just them.
I broke the rule. I'm the one.
A school cafeteria worker admits she did wrong, and she understands why she was fired.
For 14 years,
What do you guys think about that? What do you think about her having compassion for children who wasn't getting food at home? Only meal they had was through school. How do you feel about that?
You know what? It's crazily sad because I just recently worked for my daughter's. She's a manager at the Taco Bell, and I get to see the ins and outs of things, especially when the business contains. I'm sorry about that. Reverb Nation, y'all. I'm sorry about that. When a business is containing, I know that sounded good, right? I might let y'all hear it. When a business is containing serving customers with food, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, that food, a lot of portion of that food gets thrown away anyways, straight to the dumpster from the building. A lot of this food, and this is with schools, hospitals, you name it. If that place served food, at the end of the day, food, a lot of that food gets thrown away. And so for them to fire her over that, it's just like, it's not like they was losing money over this. If it was something to where the school was losing money because of this situation, but that's not even the case. They just simply looked at it as she broken the rule, and the rule is not to give extra food, but you're feeding kids this needy. And so it's just like, with me, it's just like, man, that was absurd for her to even get fired. And then they say she was working there for like a period of years. Wasn't it like 7 years or something crazy like that?
14 years. 14 years. And it's so sad because it's like you said, food is being thrown away. So why not feed it to someone who's in need? This country throws a lot of food away. I was out earlier today and I was at a store. It's a sister store of Dollar General. And it's a little small store. And it was a gentleman. He brought 200 gift cards and he put $20 on each gift card. And the cashier drunkenly said, "Ooh, could you adopt me?" And he was like, "These are actually for people who are homeless, who are out on the street." He was like, "I want them to have some hot food today. I want them not to just have a bag lunch. I want them to not only get one meal out of the day." He was like, $20 isn't a lot, but it'll feed somebody a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner for the day with this gift card. And this is money he was spending out of his own pocket. And just imagine 200 gift cards. And they were like Wendy's, Taco Bell, McDonald's, and I forget, it was another one. And this was his own money that he was using because he was like, he's been in that situation and God blessed him and he just paying it forward. So yeah, it's eating in this country. You never think about, I might be hungry tomorrow. I may not have the means to go to the grocery store, or my babies may not be able to eat. So never take your situation for granted. And if you have the ability to help someone, please do. Please do. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's we need more people like that because we have a lot of selfishness in this country. And that's just because you forget that I end up also getting arrested live for feeding the homeless at one point. And so I just feel like not only that it feeds them, but it gives them a sense of hope. When people in situations like that, they're more than down than anything. People, when you homeless like that, you can go hungry for a long time just because you're so depressed and down. And so something, small as that or a kind act like that can go a long way for somebody in such situation.
I absolutely agree. And for that person, I remember, I don't can remember, it was yesterday, I was asked the question when I'm going to bring my segment back of "You So Messy."
Yo, yeah, I got you, Don. Go ahead, fam.
I'm bringing it back. Whew. When I tell you,
Oh,
whew,
you're talking about the girl. You're a hot mess.
a hot mess. She on fire, a mess. Whoa, I had to clutch my invisible pearls on this one. I was like, excuse me? Ladies, you will understand what I'm talking about. I hope you guys get ready for this one.
Yo, let's get into it.
Girl, I'm so ready to go home. Right. She just getting on my nerves. Who? Your friend. Yeah. What you mean? She always, like, we're supposed to be hanging out. She on the phone with this man. Like, I mean, it's her man. It ain't just anybody. Her man. Okay. Her man is in my DM. I can take her nigga. I don't even really fuck with her like that. Are you serious? So, have you told her? Tell her for what? She be way too loud and wrong about a nigga. So I mean, she'll learn. She'll figure it out eventually. It might not be me. It might be somebody else, or it might be me. It just depends on if she keep pissing me off or not. I don't know. I heard you say my friend, but that's her friend. It's your friend. Girl, he's so sweet. Hey, friend. So, you got what you needed? Yes, he's so sweet. We're about to go to dinner tomorrow. He got a whole day planned for me tomorrow. Like, I love that for you. Man, this is so good to me. I love that. Yes. I see y'all lasting for like a very long time. We all you see that too. He ain't having all this. I keep seeing 11. Well, you see 11. Yes, correct. Go ahead. Oh, well, when we gonna get together again? Oh, we're gonna get together again. But y'all not just doing. You been so
You gotta explain what the heck. We gotta explain what the heck going on because I could. I mean, I was keeping up, but I couldn't keep up.
What's going on is a group of ladies, they're out and about. They just came from the club. They kicking it. The girl in the red top, she has a boyfriend. And the girl that was sitting in the front seat, the driver, she was basically saying her man was in her DMs and things of that nature. And she was basically talking to her man on the low. And she was basically saying, if it's not her, it would be somebody else. And the passenger was like, but that's your friend. And her response to her was like, no, that's your friend. So the girl in the red top, she gets back in the car and she's talking about, all the good things her man doing for her. And her being the fake friend that she is, the driver, she like, hey friend, I'm so happy for you. Basically being fake, playing in her face, knowing that she don't been with her man. So it's kind of like, really? Like, is that what we doing? Like, when is that okay? I just want to know, when is that okay for the man or the woman? If you don't want to be with her, say that. But her friend though, somebody that she knows, I think that cheating in itself is bad, but you doing it with her friend. And then for her friend to be so dismissive and say, if it's not me, it would be somebody else. What are your thoughts about that?
I I don't have no thoughts on that because I
I
I
can't
don't
hear you.
I had too many bad experiences. You know what I'm saying? Being stepped out on to even speak up on something like that. I can't. I don't have no thoughts on it. I just know it's wrong, but I couldn't say what I want to say because then this wouldn't be a friendly channel. It's friendly channel. So, but yeah, I've that happens all so often. I have no. You know what I'm saying?
For me, it's just like your friend. Like you it's just like it was just so dismissive. Like she's right there. Like she's literally right there. And you talking all this about her out of her presence, but the moment she sit there, you switch up on her like, hey friend. Like what are we doing here? Like
Here,
why are
like
we
why are we? That's why women need to stop trying to bring their men around everybody and brag what they got to everybody. It ain't stop. It ain't for everybody to be
So you think it's the women's fault? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying it's the women's fault? You don't think the man has any responsibility or culpability on what took place? I don't know what happened to TSM. What do you got? I can't see the chat, so I apologize. I'm not ignoring anybody in here. Um, I'm not ignoring anybody. I wish I could see you guys commenting. I just think it's really, really sad and unfortunate that, you know, you can't even be happy in your relationship without someone stepping out or feeling like they have a right to assert themselves in your relationship. I think both parties were responsible. I don't blame one party over the other. Because who's not in a relationship where they don't, you know, have their man and their woman around their friends or their families? I don't think she was being braggadocious. I just feel like she was being happy for her man, and her so-called friend was jealous, let's be honest, and she took it amongst herself to insert herself in our relationship, and he fell prey to it. He fell for it. That's just my opinion on it. Um, and I just think it's really, really sad and unfortunate that you can't have a happy, successful relationship nowadays without people having a third party to interfere. That's just my thoughts and my opinion. I don't know what TSM went to. He might be having some technical difficulties, so I apologize for that. But I wanted to bring you this other story, and this will be the last story for tonight. And once again, shout out to each and every one of you guys, Reverb Nation, Replay Game, the Cloud Watchers, and everyone in the chat. I want to bring this story to you because it was brought to me. Um, and just really be mindful of your children coming to school and coming home from school. So if you're a parent whose child catches the school bus, any form of public transportation, always be at that bus stop waiting for your child because you never know what can happen. So I'm going to show you guys this story right here. Watch Kaylani get on the bus. She said, "You know what? I'm sick of tired of you." And then she grabbed me and dragged me off the bus. Kaylani left almost a half mile from home alone in the rain. This is the route she would have to walk to get back, but she didn't know how. The road is long with twists and turns. Not only that, she had to cross this busy street alone. I started crying in the rain, screaming. And then I say I need help. Bus driver threw me out of the bus. I said, hold on, she did what? Aisha Parker, a stranger who was in the right place at the right time. It's not right for her to leave that baby. Thank you for protecting my baby. You were there. Now I'm finna go to Flat Rock and we finna handle this because this is it's unacceptable. McClendon says the bus driver was there, dismissing students knowing Kaylani was missing. Now, while the district investigates, the driver is on leave, but the family wants more. Deserves to be behind bars. She did not deserve to be on the street. Clendon left in the dark, not knowing something was wrong 20 minutes after she watched Kaylani get on the bus. Okay, guys, this is a story about a young girl um, who was on the bus. Her bus driver got upset with her and kicked her off the bus. She was a mile and a half away from home, and she didn't know how to get back home because there was road construction taking place and she got lost. Keep in mind, this is a young child. I believe she was 6 years old, and it was raining that day. And a stranger found her and asked her where she was going. And so the stranger directed her where she needed to be to get home safe. What are your thoughts about
I'm
this?
back. My bad, Fanny. I think my phone cut off. it cut off, then came back on by itself.
I just shared a story about a beautiful young lady named Kaylani in DeKalb County. Um, she was on a school bus. The bus driver got annoyed with her and kicked her off the bus. She was literally a mile and a half away from home in the rain. I believe she's 6 years old, and the bus driver kicked her off the bus. And the little girl didn't know how to get back home because there was road construction going on. She didn't know the detour on how to get back home. And a stranger found her wandering, trying to trying to help her to get back home. The stranger got her home, and her mom was like, "Hey, who are you? What are you doing with my child?" And she explained the situation to her mom, and of course her mom was irate to know that her child was kicked off the bus. And what are your thoughts about the bus driver kicking her off the bus because she was annoyed by this little girl who's 6 years old, and she got kicked off and had to walk home?
I'm not I'm not surprised because a lot of what's going on today is a lot of places aren't doing a good of enough or great enough of a background check, and so a lot of these things happen oftenly, more often than you may know. As a matter of fact, I was watching a story earlier where I think the people that's like, how could I put this, the people that's unable to care for themselves, um they get transported to like the facilities and then get transported back home. A driver was a male, a male driver. I think he was like in his 60s, and this black guy just so happened to be walking past like a fishing spot and saw this caregiving van, and he pulled his phone out, and the guy have this lady who's unable to even speak, or she's apprehensive, she can't do anything, had her in the back of the van doing unimaginable things to her. And so thank God that this black guy walked up and found this out. And so that's just to say that it's a lot of people that's being hired with backgrounds that's not being searched deep enough, that's not being searched big enough. And so it's a lot of unprofessionalism going on because people are so quick to hire, they really don't even care about the background like that. As long as you ain't convicted of something such as the M word or unaliving somebody, anything else might not even matter to them, and they don't know who they could be hiring.
That's scary. That really is. My babies are homeschooled, and it's very disheartening. It really is. I was out earlier today, and I was sharing a story with one of the ladies at the office, and I don't know exactly all the details on how the story was brought up, but when my baby girl Senorita was 2 years old, even from when she first learned how to walk at 10 months old, she used to have a bad habit of jumping off the counters, hiding in places, and things of that nature. And one day she was 2 years old, and I had left her in front of the TV with her brother, and they were watching Sesame Street. I left, literally was probably gone like 2 minutes. Came back, her brother went off in his room. Senorita was gone. I'm looking around. I'm calling her name, like, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? I go in her brother room, like, hey, where's your sister? He was like, she's in the living room watching TV. I'm like, no, she's not. He was like, yeah, she's right here. So we're searching. We're calling her name. I'm frantic. I'm crying. I'm yelling at him like, what you doing? Why did you leave? Where could she? We looked everywhere throughout this house. I eventually called the police. The police shows up immediately. They're looking, they're asking me questions. What was the last place I seen her? What did she have on? Things of that nature. She literally opens up the cupboard in the kitchen, the lower cabinets, and waves and says, hi, I'm here. And when I tell you, my heart dropped. I was just like, wait a minute. You were hiding this whole time. And she was. So it was just like that experience. You know, people were like, oh, you a helicopter mom. You right, I am. I really am, because that situation scared me. I couldn't imagine being a mom waiting on my child to get off a school bus and she's not there. Just for a stranger to bring her home. And the little girl was so intelligent. She knew how to get back home. She knew. And I just feel like, just to add on to what TSM said, what is their training? What is their protocol for situations like this? Because what if this little girl would have been harmed? What if this stranger was really just that strange? And it's so sad and unfortunate that this little girl can tell the story so precise and so clearly, that the reason why she did it is because basically the little girl was being a little girl. And I just think it's so sad that we have adults who specifically target children, and it can be in any form. It don't always have to be explicit. And I just feel like that a lot of people need to, and that's unfortunate. A lot of these parents, they have children themselves. So it's like, just imagine someone doing that to your child, your loved one. And I'm just glad the little girl was returned home safely to her parents. And shout out to the lady who brought her home as well. So once again, I want to thank you guys for being here for Thirsty Thursday. I appreciate each and every one of y'all being here, for tuning in to my wackiness, and for sharing these stories with you guys. Because, like I always say, you could be anywhere else, but you decided to join us tonight. So, thank you once again to Reverb Nation, the Replay Gang, and the Cloud Watchers, and everybody in the chat. And thank you so much, TSM, for allowing me to share these stories with you as well. And thank you for bringing some of these stories to me as well to speak on. So, TSM, once again, thank you so much. And is there anything you would like to add?
Yo, I appreciate everybody who stayed for the whole round. Thank everybody on Reverb Nation, and for the people who's not tapped in or in source with me, y'all make sure that y'all go follow me on Reverb Nation. Shout out to the audience who actually sat and watched the Reverb Nation live. And so right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give everybody on YouTube, let y'all hear a song from Reverb Nation. Some of y'all heard it before, some of y'all may have not heard it, but this is exclusively. This is the only time y'all probably gonna hear this unless y'all go tap in on Reverb Nation. Song is called "Fire on Me," of course, by your boy TSM-RAPPER. Let's get into it before we get out of here. Walk around with the smile on me. Walk around with the nine on me. Walk around and I gotta keep a full clip. Walk around with a smile on me. Tell them I ain't got time for the lane. Tell them I ain't got time for the game. Tell them I just wanna get real rich. Tell them I don't even wanna get paid. Tell them I'm in here lit with the mask on. Top up for you bitches like hats on. I am close line like pressure. I'm the real like a man on that bus. Yo, that was Fire on Me, of course, by your boy TSM-RAPPER. We like to thank y'all for coming through with another exquisite, exclusive episode. I enjoyed this one, Fanny. Zay Zay, looked like you stayed and interacted the entire time. Fanny and I, as hosts and co-hosts, love things like that to see people just in tune and tapped in. And so we really, really appreciate you. Definitely be looking out for a shout out from us. And we're gonna reach the rest of y'all later on. Shout out to Regina. Shout out to Queen. I know who I am, and also my mother Helen. I appreciate y'all coming, man. Until next time.